Oh, hello! I'm back again for another Goosebumps playthrough, or multiple playthroughs this time, because I'm going to be covering some Goosebumps games. It's five things. Five things today. Five items in this bucket we're going to cover that I'm calling miscellaneous, because around the time that Goosebumps movies in 2015, 2018, there were various little like apps and games released to promote the movies. And no individual game is worth their own video. They're so short, and some of them I can't even play. So initially I was just debating, like not even discussing them really, but I finally realized, oh, if I can just group them all together into one video, then that'll be fine. So that's what we're doing here. So I'm going to be covering all these different games and experiences that got released over the course of, I guess, 3 years, starting with this one right here. Goosebumps Stine-Chillers. Let's get some audio. There it is. So this game, it's not a game. I knew about some of these I learned about recently, and some of them I've known about for a while. This one is first of all, it's on the Goosebumps wiki, so it's covered. That is, it is a known thing, and they have it in their game section. I don't think it's a game. It's like, at best, it's a choose your own adventure. But I guess yes, it's a choose your own adventure. It's like a game book. I guess it's interactive, so sure, let's talk about it. But yeah, Goosebumps Stine-Chillers, hosted on the Nickelodeon UK website. That's where I'm finding it these days. I don't know if it even got into the American market or anywhere else, but I don't know who the developer is. I don't know who the publisher is. Let me check my details. Is there anything else worth mentioning? No, that's really it. But now let's just dive in and check out what it is. So you kind of choose basically elements of a story, and then you see the story play out. That's really it. So first of all, we have 3 themes. Let's start with the curse. Then you have these 5 pages, and you have to choose an element for each page. First is the setting. Let's go with Haunted Woods. Then it's the villain. And you can see here they pulled a bunch of villains who appear in the books, but this is all the movie versions of these characters. So we have a whole motley crew here. I like business casual haunted masks, so I'm going to start with that one. Then we have some really random elements here. I'm going to go with grandma dentures, why not? And let's add a critter in there. Let's go with cross-eyed cat to start. And then finally, let's go with the moldy banana. So once you choose all your elements, the theme and all the setting and all that stuff, then we can go into the story and see how it's going to go. I had doubts about the curse at the Haunted Woods, but something told me to go. Surely that's how Jack Black sounds, right? I think, if memory serves. I entered into the dark and bumped into a grandma denture, which alerted the scary mask to my presence. A flash of cross-eyed cats made everything go dark, and I woke up covered in moldy bananas. Dun dun dun. It's a good thing I wore those pants. And there you go. That's the end of the story. So the briefest of experiences, again, if this was going to be its own video, I don't think there's much there to talk about really. But at the very least, here, while we're talking about it, we can go through the different themes. So, which theme was that? I completely forgot. Did I do the curse first? I think I did curse. Let's try storm. Let's hope I didn't do storm yet. Alright, let's do school gym. Not Dracula. Bog monster. Let's try that. And then let's throw the fat rat in there. Let's get some underwear. And, what object? Ooh, pizza. And let's see how this story goes. I could just make out the school gym as I ran. The bog monster suddenly burst out towards me and fat rats poured from the clouds. I screamed as the lightning struck and transformed them into a pair of underwear piles that smelled like pizza. I cursed the day I had moved here. There you go. Rain and fat rats on pizza, smelling underwear. That's our story too. So I think that was, yeah, so we did the storm. We definitely did the curse then. Now let's do the hunt. And let's pick a final setting. The house. Sure. The Army of Gnomes actually sounds interesting. Let's do that. Army of Gnomes. What have we not selected yet? Let's go with the Screaming Spider here. Hot garbage bag. Yes, please. What have we? Oh, Creepy Doll. So Creepy Doll. And do it. I was still crawling on the ground when I came upon the house. The army of gnomes was hot on my tail, but I took cover behind a large box of screaming spiders. That's a double whammy of bad. They released an army of flying hot garbage to find me, causing the ground to shake and grow creepy dolls. It was all over. Oh, this story didn't turn out very well. You've given Jack Black the goosebumps. And really, for all you get for all of this playing through is a link to what you're supposed to think is like some secret footage, I think, but it's just the international trailer. Because again, this is also on the UK site, so that makes sense that they would view the international version. But that's it. That's it for Stine-Chillers. Again, the shortest of games. It looks like a Flash game, but it's not actually. I'm on a modern OS here or browser. And it's letting me play this game, so whatever it's built in, it's not Flash. And it's still available. So that's that one. Let's go ahead and stop that. And I'll move on to the next thing, which is where's that? The Goosebumps VR adventure, developed by a company called D-Box, D-Box, and published by Sony, I guess, because they released the movie. So yeah, this thing, I was also going to, in addition to Stine-Chillers, I wasn't going to talk about this, because again, it's interactive, but it's not really a game. There's no game element to it. You just experience it. In a VR headset, you're meant to be wearing a VR headset. I don't have one to try this out. So we're just going to watch a footage of it. So we're going to go in there. Let's see what it is.
Okay? I don't know what we just hit. It came out of nowhere. Is there something behind us? Good.
Good.
What is that? Oh, I don't remember writing about a giant praying mantis. Oh, right. Now I remember. Hang on. Hey, you. No, don't look at me. Keep your eye on the giant bug. They've all turned against me. It's like Frankenstein's monster turning on Frankenstein. It's not natural. It's patricide. It's authorcide. Where is it? Do you see it? Oh, no. Oh, no, it's right above us. Oh, we could have bumped into any of my monsters. The long nose, the haunted mask, a really slow-walking mummy. But no, it had to be that 60-foot-tall bug. Look out the back. Is it still behind us? Hang on, I'm going to try and lose it. We did it. It's gone. We're saved. Oh, no, we're not. Look over there! It's over, can't you tell? No, no twosies. You don't stay on for a free ride. No, that's it. Go, go. Back to the end of the line if you want another. Go!
So it's funny he says that at the end there, back to the end of the line, because my first thought about this thing is it's like the Indiana Jones ride, right? You go through this dangerous experience, and then at the end, the hero character, Jack Black in this case, or R.L. Stine, and it's Indy on that ride I'm talking about, but he's there to kind of tell you like, ooh, we survived, but that's it, you gotta go, get out of here, go back in line, whatever. So very theme park sort of oriented VR experience. But yeah, that giant mantis is from the book called Shocker on Shock Street, one of my personal favorites. And actually, much of this dialogue is from the movie. Like, these are all lines from the movie when they encounter this giant praying mantis. And a pretty good action sequence, actually. Like, this basically captures an action sequence from the movie. or where they're getting chased by the various critters and monsters as they're trying to drive out of there. So this town, it looks like it's all 3D. Yes, this is all a 3D render. I would guess that this is from something they had in the movie. Like they had a fully 3D rendered, modeled version of the town, just so they could get those, shots from above and different shots of maybe destruction, right? It's easy to blow up a 3D house versus a real one. So I'm sure this is just an asset or a bunch of assets they had already for the movie. And they got Jack Black. I mean, that's the cool part. And Jack Black was down for a bunch of this stuff. He did a voice in the Goosebumps Night of Scares game as well. The game I played before this, was it? I don't know if it was the first game based on the movie, because they were all around the same time, but it was one of them. So yeah, Jack Black was popping up in a few different places. But yeah, this is it. That's the VR adventure. I think it's pretty neat as a VR trailer, not a game. But there you go. And I think that spells the end of 2015. So yeah, after 2015, we get another movie where Slappy, the villain from the first movie, is once again the villain, and possibly even just the main character. Like the first movie, I think had a good ensemble vibe to it with Jack Black in the lead, but all the characters had, pretty important things to do and roles to play in the story. In the second movie, it's all Slappy. Slappy's the one driving everything. There are some kids who I guess are meant to be the heroes and stop Slappy, because Slappy is ultimately the villain. He's trying to do some bad stuff. But Slappy is like the main character, which goes along with all the other Goosebumps merchandise and stuff, where they really want Slappy to be the mascot of the Goosebumps series. Like everyone knows Slappy. So for that reason, probably Slappy, everyone knows the character, so they go with what they know. So yeah, for the second movie in 2018, Slappy came back, and this company called Krikey, spelled Krikey, teamed up with Sony and Scholastic and all the other people who have to sign off on this sort of thing to develop some AR games. So Krikey has I guess you'd call it an AR social media app. AR means alternative reality. Think of Pokemon Go, right? That's an AR game where you view the real world through your phone, and then you see a bunch of 3D stuff going on through your phone as if it's in that physical space. So it's just a certain way to play these like interactive games using your mobile device, right? Camera and gyroscope and whatever. And yeah, so this company Krikey released an app focused on basically letting two people connect to the same game and play together in real space through the phones. So yeah, let's just fire up one of the trailers, the first trailer for a game called the Trap Slappy Challenge, and then you can just see what it is.
Krikey, you finally got here. Hope you're ready, because I always play to win. Hey, you! Get out of the way! I'm trying to win the game here! Come back tomorrow, if you dare.
So there you go. The first game they released, Krikey released in 2018, October 2018, the Trap Slappy Challenge. And as you can see, it's Tetris. It's a AR-based version of Tetris using the Goosebumps books as the blocks that you have to position in the space. And the funny thing about these AR games is they don't exist. Like I grabbed the app, it's now called the Krikey India app, which I think indicates that whatever Krikey was trying to do in 2018 didn't work out, at least in the West, because even though I can play, I'm based in the US, obviously, and even though I can get the Krikey India app, that's what it's called now, and I can fire it up, I cannot find the Goosebumps games. So I think they realized their audience is in India, I guess, and they're focused on that audience, and they got rid of content, I guess, because I can't find these games. They're not playable, so this is the best we're going to get in terms of like understanding what the games are. No one else has played these, or at least no one else played them and put footage on YouTube, so it's just, this is it. These are the trailers directly from Krikey's YouTube channel where they still have them, so I don't know. If there's a way to find them in the Krikey app, I wasn't able to do it. So there's that. Here are some still images of the Trap Slappy Challenge. That looks like it's the Krikey office, based on that sign back there. But yeah, it looks like Slappy in these games just kind of like taunts the player, and like you're supposed to maybe win the game to beat Slappy. I don't know. Anyway, Slappy's in them. He does things and hangs around as you fire up your phone and try to play these games. And that's the first one. A month later in November, they released the game called Slappy's Haunted Christmas.
Crikey, you finally got here. Hope you're ready because I always play to win. Let's see who's got the move. Did you miss me?
So there you go. Slappy's Haunted Christmas obviously is a game of Jenga. So thanks to I appreciate that this trailer has actual footage of humans. So this footage shows that, you know, two players can fire up the app on their phones, connect together, and they can, I guess, play a game of Jenga. Except it's Christmas themed because every block looks like a Christmas gift, and Slappy maybe tries to get in the way or something, or plays with you. I don't know what's going on exactly. But yeah, there's Slappy, there's jumping spiders. There should be content warnings probably for anyone who doesn't like spiders jumping in their face. But yeah, it looks like the main gameplay there is just playing Jenga with a buddy and trying to move the blocks and using your phone to kind of like move around the tower and pull out blocks. And of course, the player who wins is the one who, or rather the player who loses is the one who makes the tower fall, because that's how Jenga works. Yeah, but that's the second game, released in November 2018. Let's see if there's any images. Oh, there's a few. So here's, looks like they gave him a Christmas-themed suit for this game. And there goes that friendly spider again. Some of the Christmas gifts. A sharper version of that suit. And a weirdly rendered background. That might be what it looks like when you don't have AR mode enabled. And then here's a blurrier screenshot from someone's living room after drinking some wine and firing up their favorite app, Krikey app, to play some games with their buddies. All right, well, that's that one. And then finally, we move on to the third and final game called Escape the Cage.
So nice of you to join me. Ah, what a great view. There's no turning back.
There you go. Third and final trailer for Escape the Cage. It seems to be that you're in a cage. Slappy's trapped you, and you're supposed to play, looks like a maze with a ball that you have to try to navigate through by rotating your phone, or a sliding block puzzle to form an image, which I hate those games very much. I'm not good at them. But yeah, so you're trapped in a cage, I guess, and you're trying to solve these puzzles to escape. And again, I can't play them. I've seen nobody else talk about them, so that's the best I can gather about what this game was meant to be. But that was it. That was the final one, released in December by Krikey, and then that was it. As far as like Krikey's relationship with Goosebumps, that was the final one. Oh, look at that. You were trying to form the incantation that makes Slappy come to life. Karu, Morona, blah, blah, blah. But that's that one. Let's see if there's any images for that. Oh yeah, there's just this one image of a very blurry, blown up screenshot of Slappy. I guess you're in the cage and Slappy's trying to taunt you or something. But yeah, there's that one. And that's it. That's the final game. So yeah, we talked about Stine-Chillers. That was, oh, my headphone's dropping out. Stine-Chillers, that Choose Your Own Adventure, the Goosebumps VR Adventure, which is just a trailer, and these three games, and that's it. And yeah, again, on their own, I didn't think there was much to talk about, especially because some aren't games, but together they kind of show what was going on in the periphery of games. Because, you know, before this, we've had a few games. We had Goosebumps Night of Scares, which was a story-based mobile game, very much featuring Slappy and kind of based on the first movie. There was a game in 2017, Horror Town, which was a mobile game, and I've talked about that already as well. And those are proper games, I guess I would say in my judgmental way, like proper games. But then we also had this sort of marketing tie-in stuff on the sidelines to kind of, you know, boost the movies as well. You know, they're not the kind of games I seek out to play, but I think they're interesting in that they exist. Like a lot of the licensed stuff I talk about, like, well, it exists. That's something. It happened. It's nice to acknowledge, I guess. And I've certainly played other stuff that's, not story based, like the DVD challenge game from, distributed by Wendy's. That's kind of in the same vein as this, is like a weird periphery game thing. But anyway, that does it for these games. After this is the final one. At this point, I've played everything up to, I guess this brings us to 2018. The final game is Goosebumps Dead of Night, which is a remake and an expansion of a game I've played already. So it is an interesting game, or interesting approach to another game on Goosebumps. Because first of all, it's after the second movie, so it's not even like a direct promotional tie-in. It was just a game that somebody decided to release 2 years after the most recent movie, which was the last, the movie was the last thing, period, other than that game I'm going to play next. But yeah, until that game, that's it for this video. And until next time, I'll see ya.